up, everybody? Welcome to the iProv vlog. I'm Jordan Smith, VP of Sales and Marketing with iProv. And as always, I've got my great co-host, Patrick Laughlin. Pat, it's July. It's hot.
Oh my God, yeah, it is so hot. In fact, you can't even be outside past about 6 a.m.
No, I've got to start closing some shades. This whole house, everybody talks about how the doors look cool, but yeah, it's a sauna in here.
Yeah, Jordan's got half the square feet and pays twice the electric bill.
But it's a cool place to walk my dog, Pat.
All right. Absolutely, it's a great neighborhood. I totally get it.
Hey, you were telling me about a story and kind of the framework of this guy, Derek Sivers, that I haven't heard of before. And I said, this is great. You got to stop telling me stop talking and let's hit record and kind of share this with everybody, because maybe other people have heard of this guy, but I haven't a lot. So tell us a little bit about him, and then I want to dig in with some of the stuff we just kind of barely scratched the surface on.
Well, I got to be honest, other than the fact that he started CD Baby and that he's been on the Tim Ferriss podcast, I don't know a whole lot about Derek Sivers. He's been on several podcasts that I listen to, and every time I hear him talk, I get something out of it. So I've finally started digging more into the guy. He created basically the predecessor to iTunes, and we all know how iTunes sort of took over the world. Mm-hmm. He sold his company to Apple after about a decade, and he just has this really fantastic philosophy for how to live your life. One of which is this idea of these do this directives. Yeah. And he came up with these because for years and years and years he put book notes on his website, and he started to realize that a lot of people would just read his book notes and never read the book. Because there are lots of people that sort of want to get somebody's opinion on something, but don't really want to do the work to go form their own opinions. Yeah. And so that's where this idea of this do this directive came from, right? Yeah. And I think he did a TED talk about this. But the four do this directives that really resonate with me are the ones about how to be useful to others. Yeah. And I think it's important because we talk about leadership a whole lot, and our philosophy on leadership is be as useful as you can to the people that you lead. Mm-hmm. And so I think having some sort of directives about how to do that are helpful.
Well, and that's whenever you started telling me the first one, I was like, that's stupid, until you started kind of describing what it was. So the first one's get famous, which my first thought was, all right, sure, I'll listen to him, but I'm not so sure. But talk about what he means whenever he says get famous. That's the first out of four.
Yeah, that's directive number one. And the great part is he sort of has these, like, it's almost like a haiku, right? Mm-hmm. He's got these like a couple of sentences explaining what he means, because obviously if it's not like headline catchy, you're not gonna pay any attention. But he explains what he means when he says get famous as do everything in public and for the public. The more people you reach, the more useful you are. The opposite is hiding, which is of no use to anyone. And that just hugely resonates with me. You and I, who have good sized networks, have lived in the town that we live in for years and years and years, know lots of people. We can't even hit a fraction of the people that we can't reach, a fraction of the people that we can reach just by doing this vlog 3 days a week. And a lot of those people are the same people, but a lot of those people are people we're never going to talk to, never going to know who they were. But because we look at the number of views that these things get, we're able to reach these things. And, obviously we're not hiding, and we're getting out there, and I don't know that the intention is to get famous, Joe. That's not my intention. It might be yours. I don't know. But I think this idea of the more people that you can tell or sort of help them form opinions, the more people you can reach with your opinions, the more useful you can be to them. And I really love that idea.
Yeah, and that's what once you went through that haiku part again, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is interesting. Let's hit record on this. And I like that first part a lot. Do everything in public and for the public.
Yeah.
So we're talking about from a leadership perspective too.
Yeah.
I like this concept. We talk about all the time that nothing happens in a vacuum. But I like the do everything for the public. So number 2 was get rich, right?
Yeah. And, everybody who's sort of, and, I know that the world is sort of nuts right now, but I think that there are a lot of people that don't understand what the real value of money is. The real value of money, obviously, is what it can buy for you. But once you get to a certain point, all money does for you is give you options that you didn't have before. And I get it. If you're struggling to pay your electric bill every month, if you're making decisions about medicine versus food, you are not creating enough, wealth to be able to have some of the options that he talks about. But, in the context of what we do in particular, the sort of richer you are, he says, money is neutral proof you're adding value to people's lives. So by getting rich, you're being useful as a side effect. Once rich, spend money in ways that are even more useful to others. Then getting rich is double useful. So, he's not saying get rich for the sake of getting rich. He's saying get rich so you have the option to give it away. So that you can use that wealth to be more useful to other people, so that you can donate your time and talent and treasure to things that will impact people who aren't as fortunate as you. And when you look at it that way, yeah, man, it's time to put getting rich on the fast track.
Yeah, get rich to give riches.
Yeah, that's a great, get rich to give riches. Well, what a fantastic way to boil it down. Yeah, and I can't say it any better than that. So, yeah.
Pat, you are very familiar with this one, and everyone that knows you knows that you're very familiar with this one.
Yeah, I got this one licked. This one definitely resonates. Number 3 is share strong opinions, because strong opinions are very useful to others. Those who are undecided or ambivalent can just adopt your stance. But those who disagree can solidify their stance by arguing against yours. Even if you invent an opinion for the sole sake of argument, boldly sharing a strong opinion is very useful to others. Anybody who's met with me, knows me well, knows that I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Yep. If there's a topic, I probably have an opinion on it. And if I don't have an opinion, it's just not a topic that interests me.
Yeah.
But you're not shy about this either, Jordan. And I think that you do a very good job of sort of taking a stance and communicating it. It's one of the reasons that I think that you, more than anybody I know, are so good at holding people accountable, because that sort of strong opinion is baked into you. That especially leaders have responsibilities, and I know this is something you believe. Leaders have responsibilities, and those responsibilities are first and foremost before anything else.
I appreciate it. That's a great compliment. But I like this one a lot too, because I feel like it's important. It's that old thing. If for those watchers or listeners out there that were in any type of debate exercise in school, where they would have you against an argument and then flip you and have you for one. Just so you could see kind of the other side. So he even mentions that in this share strong opinions. But I like this a lot. I think, and I didn't say that this is one you're familiar with as a bad thing. I would much rather know where somebody stands than even if it's something I don't agree with, and just really not knowing or having them go back and forth. So I like this as another leadership thing. Have strong opinions and share them.
Yeah, one of my favorite documentaries, a documentary called Art and Copy about the advertising business. They talk to one of the partners at Goodby Silverstein, and he is famous for having a sign on his door that says "brutally honest." But the joke is everyone in the office says there's brutal honesty, but truthfully it's honestly brutal. And I'm not afraid to sort of be honestly brutal when it's called for. So.
Hey. For better or worse, you always know where Patrick Laughlin stands. Last one.
The last one, man, this one's right up your alley, Joe.
Yeah.
A man of good taste, such as yourself. Derek says you should be expensive.
Yep.
People given a placebo pill were twice as likely to have their pain disappear when told the pill was expensive. People who paid more for tickets were more likely to attend the performance. People who spend more for a product or service value it more and get more use out of it. I couldn't agree with this more either. Especially, we have lived our lives as consultants where we bill for our time, and I can promise you I have never gotten the full value of an hour of my life because I've always been afraid to ask for what I think it's really worth. I think that it's doing a disservice. It's not being as helpful as it could be, because if they don't perceive you as worth listening to, they're not going to. And it works as a great filter too. It filters out the people that were never ever going to listen to you in the first place and just wanted to waste your time. They wanted to do the opposite of be helpful.
And a lot of salespeople or leaders they're kind of scared of that. If they are sometimes an expensive option, they're kind of scared of it. But I like this idea that people spend more for a product or service, that they value it more. It also ensures that your personal time, which is the most important resource that you have, that you're getting, like you said, Pat, you're not exactly getting compensated exactly for what you're worth, but you're more likely to give more value when you feel appreciated from a expense. At least in my opinion, it's you get what you pay for.
Absolutely. The world's richest people, the Warren Buffetts and the Jeff Bezoses of the world, the one thing they can't buy more of is time. And so if you're in a service business where you sell your hours, don't be afraid to sell them for something astronomical, because you can't get those hours back.
Anybody. No one's going to value your time if you don't value your time properly.
Exactly right.
Well, I like that. I hope that anyway, it was neat. I'm definitely looking into this guy more, Derek Sivers. I like those 4 tips a lot. And like I said, when Pat just started talking, I said, okay, good topic for the vlog. Stop and let me hit record on this. So everybody, if we've earned it, like, share, comment. We want to hear back from you. If you've read some stuff or seen some stuff about this guy, let us know what your thoughts are. If you haven't, let us know your thoughts.
We'll link to his book list and his website in the description.
Yeah. So anyway, just an interesting thing we came upon. So all right. Well, like, subscribe, comment, let us know. For those of you who replied a couple weeks ago, your book is on the way. We promise. And until next time, Pat, thanks so much. Peace, peeps.